Hello, Crazy here. A new first story just dropped which seems to be hinting at Build 42 getting closer and closer. As the new first story says that they now have external testers running around in Build 42, which so far reacted quite positively to the new build. However, the developers say there's still a lot to do in terms of processing the feedback that they keep receiving from testers. And this makes me wonder whether they will be able to release the new build this year still, as gathering a lot of feedback from testers and then also making changes based off of that feedback seems like it would take a long time. I guess we just gotta wait and see how that goes. Let me know in the comments down below whether you think we'll still release this year or not. My guess would be probably, but barely. Going through the feedback, the first feedback round was focused on the darkness. As Build 42 will have reworked lighting, which will make the darkness even more spooky. One of the testers wrote, "I found I wasn't running into zombies like I usually would, randomly scattered throughout the place. Until an alarm came and that was absolutely brutal. I didn't think I'd draw so many and the darkness is unforgiving too. I was scrambling for lampposts for their spotlight, trying to fight off what was left chasing me until I was exhausted and finally able to rest." The consensus among the testers surrounding the new lighting rework was that the darkness is a lot more scary and punishing on the one hand, and that flashlights are now a lot more valuable too. As the darkness is now actually really dark and you can't see anything without light. I suppose this is a really exciting day for those that like to run the trait Cat's Eye. Now the footage you've been seeing running in the background is also a new location the developers are working on, which is a sanatorium. Now I had no idea what that was, because I don't speak English, but for those that also have no clue, it's pretty much a place where people receive medical treatment essentially. In this same footage you can also see the lighting rework active as well. Now in Build 42, zombies will be spawning more realistically as well, based off of the heat map, which the testers had to say the following about. The empty road felt really rural, like how I'd expect to drive down my road both currently and in an apocalypse. Then I was just on my way out of Rosewood now, and because it was foggy, I accidentally stumbled into the prison, driving. Holy shit, outside is crazy. I cannot imagine inside. I barely managed to get out the gate with my car. Based off of this description, it seems like the heat map is working as intended. The intention being of course making rural areas less populated and cities more populated. This is so the player will get a more immersive and real experience in the end. Now regarding the zombie heat map, the developers do worry that rural areas might become too empty, but I think that's kinda to be expected. Although if rural areas do end up being really empty, it would be cool if zombies can find a way to migrate towards them, just so rural spots aren't like completely safe. Now the external testers of Build 42 have also provided some more general feedback as well. It reads, "I do really like how many different containers can be filled with liquids now. Makes finding a drinking source early way less frustrating." Without having tested this, I agree, it seems like a nice quality of life feature. I like the doors swinging open and the game actually feels much smoother. I freaking love swinging them doors too, man. Now it would be extra sick if you can push zombies back with them as well. Holy F, a basement. I wasn't expecting that. Man, it's awesome. The man cave feature is definitely gonna be fun to mess with. Okay, I think my commentary is getting a little too dry now, so I'm gonna move at a faster pace. Testers write that they like the new voiceovers for the game, which makes your character more audible, and they liked how the combat was more brutal than in Build 42. Which is a bit of a controversial one, as from how I understand it, you will get tired a lot faster from fighting, so melee builds will be a lot less useful. But I am hoping that this will be compensated by making fitness more important instead to combat this. If that's the case, I do hope that Indie Stone allows us to level up fitness by just running and walking, as that makes sense. Now, you might be wondering why all the feedback I've read so far is positive. Now that's because the testers are a small group of Project Zomboid fans, which the developers have said themselves. And these testers also haven't had a lot of exposure to the crafting and animal husbandry side of Build 42 yet. But as the group of testers grows, the more varied the feedback will become as well, I can imagine. However, the current testers did also share a few points that could be improved. For example, there were some combat irregularities which got some testers and players unfairly killed. This was apparently also a rare issue that could happen in Build 41, which the developers will now aim to fix. Now to the part that most of you have probably been waiting for. Which is crafting of course, which is the part of Build 42 which has costed a lot of work and is also the reason for the launch delay as it held them back from launching it. However, the developers do apologize for this. I've actually covered this situation not long ago in depth, so check it out if you want to learn more, I dare you. Regarding the progress of the crafting/wool spinning expansion, the developers say they still want to give more love to the UI once they finish up the new building menu. They've also made it so in Build 42, the building options will be a lot easier for modders to work with, so the modders can push out content faster and easier. Now for the sheep cuddlers out there, the animal husbandry update is currently in the polish and bug fix stage as it's awaiting extended testing from the testers. The way the animals work at the moment is by requiring the player to make a zone for the animals to ensure they breed, eat and grow when the player isn't nearby. However, the developers are working on a way to make this go automatic, so the player doesn't have to do this for each animal himself. Now this feature will probably not be there once Unstable build launches, but will instead be added a bit after. And once Build 42 goes out of the unstable version, it will also come with an improvement to Z awareness, aka stealth. This so you can sneak around like a ninja as you take advantage of things that might affect vision, like fog. Now have a look at this. These are flyers which will be found in the game to direct players, mainly new players, to interesting locations. These were also shown in the last Firstoid, which has resulted into them receiving valuable feedback on them. Based off of the feedback they received, they will be making some adjustments to make it seem more like they are from the 90s, as that's the time period Project Zomboid plays in. And that is pretty much where the Firstoid ends. Now this video was commissioned by you guys, as many in the community seem to miss me covering them. Hopefully this scratched that itch, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And as always, I will see you all again very soon.